And there's so much that I am learning about Shree Ram as I move forward. Maryada Purushottam, the ideal man, the man who was a symbol of the correct kind of values you need to uphold in life. We have a character like that in the Mahabharata as well, Yudhishthir. And the story arc of Yudhishthir's life is that he was kind of like Shree Ram, but he lived in a different era. And eventually, with Yudhishthir, he is conned into losing his material wealth as well as his freedom in some ways. And through his story arc, he understands that if you're only purely good, the evil world will take advantage of your goodness. They say that the Ramayan happened in the Treta Yuga, the Mahabharata happened in the later Yuga, which is the Dwapar Yuga. At the end of the Mahabharata, when Shri Krishna passes away, that's the beginning of the Kali Yuga. But Shri Ram existed in the Treta Yuga, where you could afford to be Maryada Purushottam. So while I've gained from the Ramayan, I do believe that we live in very, very dark times. And from a more practical perspective, it is important for your brain to learn from the Mahabharata and to understand that if you're only purely good, then the evil that exists in the Kali Yuga will take advantage of your goodness. You have to be good with a little bit of picante, with a little bit of spice, as Yudhishthir learned. Or you need to surround yourself with other warriors, your brothers like Arjun and Bhim, to protect you in so many ways. But in your core, in your heart of hearts, you need to be Maryada Purushottam if you're a human being, not just if you're a man. You need to uphold the values that Sanatan Dharma talks about. You know, I was having a conversation with my mum and I told her that I've realized that in life at age 30, as I've built businesses, I find myself being competitive for the first time because I've already understood how to win at life in so many ways. I sense that I'm becoming more competitive. Am I becoming jealous? Not at all. Jealousy is an outcome of feeling bad about someone else's results. Results are never in your hands. Results are in the hands of the divine. If you feel a sense of jealousy because of someone else's results or someone else's gifts, then that's wrong. But if you feel a sense of competition in terms of, okay, if that person could do it, I know I can one up whatever that person has done based on my own abilities. That's called being competitive, having trust in your own abilities and the work that you put in. For the first time in my life, I find myself being competitive. And I'm always trying to be competitive with people ahead of me. Be it in numbers, be it in finances, be it in fame. I'm not even kind of looking at the people behind me. You have to look at the next person ahead. Take inspiration from their process, not their results. Understand that there's a difference between jealousy and a sense of competition. Do you not feel that Maryada Purushottam Shree Ram felt a sense of competition when he took on Ravan in war? Was he jealous about the kingdom and the great Rakshasa army of Ravan? No. He was competitive because he knew that his abilities and the presence of God inside him. They say that Shree Ram didn't know that he was an avatar of Vishnu. He just was an innocent human mind which actually had Vishnu Bhagavan in his core. Everyone else around him knew that he's a form of Vishnu. He himself didn't know that. What is the Ramayan really trying to tell us? It's trying to tell you that in your core, you just need to worry about the process. You need to worry about that sense of hard work, preparation, the right values, and be a little competitive. If someone has wronged you, if someone has brought any form of adharma, you don't have to have a sense of hatred towards them. You have to just go and get what's yours, do it the right way, prepare the right way, do the right things, build teams, be a good leader, and trust in your own abilities. Because in your core, in your heart, if you're Maryada Purushottam, and in your mind, if you're absorbing things from Tim Ferriss, Joe Rogan, the best of the West, you're understanding that the world is not like the subcontinent, which is like Shuddh Desi Ghee. It's much more pure. The world is not like that. And there are elements of the evil world in the subcontinent now as well. Your mind needs to be very Mahabharat. Your heart needs to be very Ramayan. While I was doing research for this solo episode, the one thing that came up was that truly both the Ramayana and Mahabharata are about human suffering. And if you go through both of those stories again and again throughout life, as you grow older, you'll gain more and more from those stories based on the questions that are arising in your heart at different stages. I'm thinking so much about the process of suffering at this stage, and I've realized that both these stories are about suffering in so many ways. There's so many themes, but the underlying theme is suffering. Why does the word suffering give us an element of negative energy in our own life? When I say the word suffering to you, I ask you a question. I ask you, what has been the greatest suffering of your life? And all of you listeners have your own answers for it. What's the greatest suffering you went through? A divorce? Bankruptcy? A breakup? The death of a loved one? The death of a pet? Rejection? Failure? All these themes are present in both the Ramayana and Mahabharata. And at the end of the stories, good wins the war against evil. Heart of the Ramayana, mind of the Mahabharata. This was our Ramayan special. And I wish I could have also relayed the story of the Ramayan to you, but that's not my job. Maybe eventually. When I don't know what the right way forward is, when my pain in both my mind and my heart crosses a certain threshold, all I can do is go back to the 4-year-old version of me who heard the Ramayan for the first time, and the 5-year-old version of me who heard the Mahabharata for the first time. Which is why I choose to make this kind of content.